Well, good evening, Knicks Nation. I was away for Friday and Sabbath, as I usually am. And here is Sunday. I just did a Bible study. Before I could get started on the Knicks content tonight, I want to say this very clearly. On my channel, I have Bible studies and Knicks content. If you don't like the Bible studies, don't watch them. See, it's very simple. If you don't like the Bible studies, don't watch them. When I look at people's Bible studies and I don't like them, I don't watch them. Okay? Period. One thing I really enjoy, I honestly enjoy the Knicks content. This is my little outlet. I just don't feel like making another channel. So it is what it is. But, I enjoy the Knicks content, and I really enjoy both positive and negative feedback from you all. I really do. I have fun with it. Sometimes I just gotta laugh, right? But, one thing you will never hear me say, you have never heard me say, and you will never hear me say, please like and subscribe. I don't say that. You know why? I do it for fun. I'm not even monetized. I don't want to be. Okay. It's just, this is all for fun for me. That's it. And even my Bible studies are not monetized. I'm not looking to make money on this. Bless those that are making money on their channel. Go ahead, do what you do. That's just not me. I'm not here to make money off the channel. All right. I'm here because I'm having fun talking about my favorite team. Okay. The Knicks. That's what I'm doing. So tonight, I want to discuss crazy season, because crazy season is upon us. You say, what is crazy season? This is the time between the end of the Knicks season and the beginning of the next season, when every possible rumor that you can think of is thrown out there with the Knicks name on it. Okay. And I think we had a conversation about Russell Westbrook about 5 days ago. I put a video out about that, and I put a video out about, free agents that the Knicks should look at. And I told y'all, in this crazy season, any big contract that somebody wants to dump, they're going to throw it at the Knicks. They're going to try to look at the Knicks as their suckers. Okay. Period. As Knicks, we need to take advantage of that. How? Because we have the cap space. And what do we want as a rebuilding team? Development and draft picks. That's what we want. See? Please, my fellow Knicks Nation fans, don't get suckered in to all of a sudden thinking we can get these aged superstars and suddenly we're in the AC. What we want to do, and remember what happened last year. Last year, they signed Bobby Portis, they signed Mook, they signed Julius Randle, they signed Ellington, they signed Bullock, and they signed Payton. And what did the Knicks management tell us at the beginning of last year? We're expecting this to be a playoff team. And what happened? Not only were we only won 21 games, not only that, but what happened? Our young players got stifled in their development. They ran RJ to death. Okay, fine. And RJ got to shoot as many times as he wanted, and he shot bricks most of the time. Fine. That's development. No problem. But all our other young guys got stifled because they were playing all of these guys they were paying these one-year contracts to. We don't want that. That's not a long-term formula for organizational success. Let me say it again. It is not a long-term formula for organizational success. You will not become the San Antonio Spurs that way. You will not become the Boston Celtics that way. You will not become the Miami Heat that way. It is not a long-term formula for organizational success. It is a shortcut. And we've been trying this for 20 years and we've gotten nowhere. Nowhere. Brethren, Knicks Nation, let's be smarter than that. I got people now sending me questions. What if we get CP3 and Russell Westbrook and maybe Fred VanVleet? Look, we talk about this, okay? If we get, let's say I take the CP3 stuff a little bit more seriously because of Leon Rose. But I think Leon Rose is smart enough not to give away the store to get a 35-year-old point guard. If we get CP3, listen to me carefully. If we get CP3, the purpose would be for us to get draft picks, for him to help develop our young players, especially our guards, namely Dennis Smith Jr., Frank Ntilikina, and whoever else we draft, not to ship them out for the 35-year-old point guard. Okay. And what I'm thinking, listen carefully. I don't think anybody's brought this up yet, but see, I believe that CP3 wants to get into coaching and management, like executive level of a team, which I think he would be very good at. And being that him and Leon Rose are tight, I think there's a future that Leon Rose is saying, maybe you can retire with the Knicks and come into the front office. You get your $85 million, you retire with us, and now you move up in the front office, which I think Chris Paul would be very good at. Generally speaking, great, point guards make good coaches and they make good front office people, because guards are they have to think on the floor. They have to do more thinking on the floor than the other players. Okay. So generally they're smarter in terms of basketball IQ. So I can see that happening. But don't you ever think that we need to trade away all our players and start taking all these bad contracts so we can make the 8th seed. That's cheap. Okay. That's not long-term success. That's not going to build a dynasty in New York. It's hard to do that. It's not easy. You got to develop your own superstars. You got to believe in your own players. You got to draft right. You got to train right. And then over time, you build something. So if we get a CP3, that's the purpose. We want to make sure we're getting some draft picks. Forget sending all our draft picks to them for some old point guard. I don't care how good CP3 is. We're doing this so that he can help develop our young players. And then maybe he can stay in the organization and be in a front office job, or maybe a coach. Okay. Maybe it's that. Think about that. And Russell Westbrook for what? For what? CP3 is owed $85 million. Russell Westbrook is owed $47 million above that, or $132 million. Seriously? For what? For the 8th seed? Are you kidding? Listen. As far as CP3 is concerned, and please don't even get me started on Blake Griffin. Please. So if we're doing this, if we're going to take any bad contracts, we need some draft picks. See, I mentioned Al Horford. Why did I mention Al Horford? Because I want 2 picks from Philadelphia. That's why. It wasn't because Al Horford is a great player. He's a bad contract, but we got cap space for that. Give us a couple of draft picks. That's all. We are building a team. Any old guy we get with a hefty contract is for the purpose of continuing to build our team. Okay? Now, somebody mentioned, you got to pay money for all these draft picks. That is true. We got to pay salaries for each draft pick. So we got 3 draft picks right now. If we could add 2 more, I'll be happy. 1 or 2 more. If we could add a second round, and I think with Philly, I was asking for their first rounder, which is a late first rounder, and a second rounder. Those are cheap. Okay. And in this draft, again, we want as many darts that you can throw to get that champion that you're going to pick. Stop trying to think we can get these aged 40 million plus superstars and all of a sudden go for the 8th seed. Come on, man. We're not even good as Oklahoma City is without Chris Paul. Come on. Be real now. We ain't got to say get just Alexander or a Dennis Schroeder or a Danilo Gallinari. We ain't got that. We got to build from now. Now, we do have an opportunity to get a couple of players. Maybe we could get a Fred. If you're going to get, like I said before, if you're looking at CP3 and something other than like a mentor, because that's what he would be, a mentor to our young players and somebody that might come up into the front office later. That's what he is. If you're looking at him as somebody that's going to help us long term, not only you fools, you might as well go get Fred VanVleet, because that's 22 million versus 85 million. Okay. That's half the price a year that you paying Fred VanVleet. And you could do him for 3 years. You could say 3 years, 66 million. You could do that. And you may not even get him for that price. Maybe you will. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that's better than the old 40-something million a year player. Be real now. Stop looking for shortcuts, Knick Nation. No shortcut time. It's time to build. It's time to look at our own youth players. It's time to keep drafting good and keep developing our guys so that in 2 years, 3 years from now, we are the Boston Celtics. We are the Miami Heat. We are the San Antonio Spurs. We got the team that we know everybody talking about, or they're going to be in the playoffs. Can they win it all? 3 years from now with the young players that we got. That's how you do it. Peace.